The Capital Region has had a couple of noteworthy links to Notre Dame recently. For example, for the last 2 years, the Fighting Irish's iconic leprechaun mascot has been John Doran, a Troy native and LaSalle Institute graduate. And then there's Frank Dyer.
Hey, how's it going? I'm Frank Dyer. I am from Loudonville, New York. I grew up swimming for Albany Starfish Swim Club. Then I went on to swim at Shaker High School, where I was coached by Kim Ricksman, who's also a coach at Albany Starfish. From there I went on to the University of Notre Dame, where I swam for 4 years. I earned 4 monogram letters there. I was a 2-time All-American in the 200 freestyle in 2012 and 2014. I have 6 individual school records, 2 relay records. One was just broken this past year when I was gone and graduated. But now I moved on. I train in Baltimore, Maryland, under Bob Bowman for NBAC, which is the North Baltimore Aquatic Club. Yeah, that's about it.
Frank's goal is to make it to the Olympics in Rio next summer, but right now he swam all the way back here from Arizona to join us on the Edge.
Yeah.
Frank, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me. I'm really excited.
So you're at Notre Dame. You start swimming a shaker, then you go to Notre Dame. You've been training in Baltimore until very recently. Tell us why the decision to go out to Arizona State.
Yeah, so after I left Notre Dame, I traveled down to Baltimore, Maryland to train with North Baltimore Aquatic Club. The reason I went there is because obviously that's where Michael Phelps is from. He's trained there pretty much the majority of his life under head coach Bob Bowman there. And recently, as we've been swimming, I think this past April, our head coach Bob Bowman took a job at Arizona State University. So the group that I'm training with is traveling out there to train with him for the next year leading up to the Rio Olympic trials.
So right, it's all about the trials and trying to play your way or swim your way into the Olympics. Now you competed in the USA Nationals recently this summer. You finished 5th in the 200 meters. Awesome, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
But you told me earlier that wasn't quite what you wanted.
Yeah, so it was not a disappointment by any means, but I just wish to have, not really necessarily the place, but my time was a little bit slower than what I wanted to do. But the good news is it's not really about this meet, it's all about next June. And if I just keep working hard till then, I mean, it's not really, like, nothing from this meet really explains or anything that will kind of go into making the Olympic team. It's all about next June. So
was it the drive to make an Olympic team? Is that why you're still doing what you're doing and why you continue to swim post-college?
A little bit, you know. I mean, since I've been swimming when I was younger, it's always like, oh, Frankie's going to make the Olympics or something. Not like that, but I mean, it's always a great kind of goal to achieve, and just getting better and better each year, going to college or going to high school, going to college, and competing beyond. But it's also because I really do love the sport. I mean, sometimes I fall out of love, and sometimes I have to get back into it just because I want to keep going. And to keep going in the sport, you have to love it. So it's a little bit half and half there, but it is because I love it. So.
And not just the work that you've got to put into it when you talk about the dedication you've got to put into the sport, but I think when people look at professional basketball players, even if they don't play in the NBA, they go to Europe and they can make good money and make a living for themselves playing basketball. How does it work in an Olympic sport like swimming when you turn professional and you're trying to provide for yourself? Yeah,
so there's stipends that are available for being on the U.S. national team. I'm not on the U.S. national team yet. I just missed it last summer and this summer as well. But I'm also sponsored by a company called Dolphin Swimwear, which is just an equipment club, and I kind of represent them wearing their suits. I have a logo on my cap, and essentially what I do is if I compete well enough, I have basically my contract with them is all incentive based. So if I do well enough, they provide me with money, and I mean, that's excellent and great, but I also have very supportive parents who are helping me out. It's not too much to live and eat, just eating. So I get to swim and do what I love, so it's pretty awesome. So.
But with that being said, I got to imagine you eat more than the average person. How many calories a day when you're training are you consuming? Any idea?
I honestly have no idea about calories or anything, but I just know that I have to eat 3 good meals a day, snack in between, and just kind of keep that fitness up. So I don't just do whatever. So I don't really even count, honestly. I don't even know how many calories in a hamburger. I don't even know. I just eat it. So
you mentioned you're going back out to Arizona State. You've been in Arizona State for a while now, training with Bob Bowman and Michael Phelps. You've been training with the two of them in Baltimore for a while. Yeah. What's that like, swimming next to Michael Phelps, being in the same pool with him?
It's pretty cool, honestly. I'm not going to lie. I mean, kind of in the beginning of the stages, I just kind of was like shaking my head, pinching myself, like, wow, I'm actually really here training with this great coach and this great swimmer. And as the years kind of gone by, Michael and I have become a little bit more friendly, and I now consider him as one of my good friends. And it's really good to have a training partner you want to see do well. They want you to do well, and that's kind of what I consider to be a teammate, someone that, like, something like that goes both ways. And over the year, it's been we've become teammates and friends, and it's really cool to kind of see the dynamic between Bob, Michael, Bob and his other swimmers, and how that all works. So
we see the Michael Phelps that's under the microscope, that's been in the spotlight for so many years. You say he's a great friend and teammate. What is he like when the cameras aren't rolling, when he doesn't have a microphone in his face?
You know, he's honestly just a normal guy. I mean, he plays Call of Duty like anybody else. I mean, he's just actually a really friendly guy. I mean, I've said to people, if you stopped him, asked him to take a picture, he'd be willing to do that, and just really is a big fan of swimming. I honestly don't think I know anyone else who loves swimming more than Michael. And this past summer, he wasn't able to go to the World Championships, and kind of watching him watch that and just really being so passionate about swimming is just really cool to see. And I mean, he says he has grown the sport. He basically is the sport, and it's just pretty cool that he's really passionate about it. So that's what I see. So. And
I got to imagine he's on your side. He probably wants to see you with him in Rio.
Yeah, I mean, like training with him all summer and this past year has been really great. And yeah, I mean, I hope that he wants me to be there and do that. And he's said to me a few times that he thinks I have the potential to do it, and I just got to be smart about it and swim right. So it's pretty cool to have that kind of as a mentor. Kind of obviously he's done so much for the sport. I'm just kind of going wherever I'm going, but it's pretty cool to have him as a teammate.
Well, always on this show, we are walking on the edge. Earlier today, Frank and I actually jumped off the edge and took a plunge in the swimming pool. Frank and I are at Siena College, and Frank, this pool is 25 meters, is that right?
25 yards.
25 yards. Yep. So I got wet there.
Splashed, yeah.
So when you swim a 500, how many laps are you doing?
So 500 is 20 laps.
20 laps.
Yeah, so that's what like college swimming is all about.
Right.
And then the swimming I'm doing now is 25 or 50 meters, so like the Olympic size pool.
20 laps, I would die.
Yeah.
Okay, so the lifeguards there would absolutely earn their money for the day trying to get me out of the pool. Let's not do that, but I would like to challenge you. So what about down and back? How does that sound?
I can do that.
Here's the thing. I'm not sure. We're going to find out. You're one of the fastest swimmers in the country. I'm not. So we got to handicap this.
All right.
How about you swim with the left arm behind your back?
I can do that.
All right.
Yeah, that's good.
Well then, let's do it.
All right, sounds good.
Now, typically you go to a pool, there might only be one lifeguard. I don't think it's a coincidence. There are two on duty right now. I just want to make sure before I get in the water, are you trained to save my life?
Yes, we are swimmers.
Okay. So you know CPR?
Yes.
You're ready to go in after me?
Yes.
Same with you?
Yes.
All right, I got 2 yeses. Let's do this. Not many people in the pool today. I decided I need a cheering section, so I enlisted Jack and Rob Poole. Jack, when I'm out there swimming against one of the top swimmers in the country, you going to cheer for me?
Yes.
All right, what's your cheer going to sound like?
Loud.
Let me hear it.
Yeah.
That's not loud. Come on, you can do better than that.
Yeah.
Okay. Rob, you got my back too?
I don't know. I think Frankie's got you here, Keller.
Come on. All right, Frank, you ready? Yeah. All right, Lindsay, I want you to start this, all right?
All right. Ready, set.
Not a bad race. That was good.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Lifeguard. I was right there after a lap. Maybe I didn't have the kick at the finish.
Yeah.
What'd you think of my stroke?
Honestly, I had my hand behind my back, and when I was breathing to that side, I looked over, I was like, oh my God, he's still there. So when I flipped at the wall, that's when I kind of took off. But no, it was a good race, and like I said, I was winded. I didn't think it would be that hard, but it was pretty hard. So
I'll tell you what, when you get back to Arizona State, I want you to tell Bob, look, I was back in Albany, I did a race, I got a lot out of the one-arm stroke, maybe we should incorporate that into practice. What do you think?
Yeah, no, actually, hopefully doesn't embarrass me, but I was probably just thrashing in the water, but yeah, no, I'll bring it back to him. We do some drills like that, so maybe he'll take that. So.
What's the craziest thing you do while you're training?
I don't know, probably breath control. I mean, we do it like very contained and nothing that's really dangerous, but we'll do some underwaters that are just pretty killer, and I'll come up, and that's really the time in my practice when I'm literally at the wall just being like, God, I don't think I can do this anymore, or I'm right at the point where I just want to give up, and it's because of breathing. And if you can't breathe, I mean, it's hard. So.
Yeah. Well, obviously, we're looking ahead to the trials next summer. Anything else you have coming up between now and then we should be looking out for?
So kind of between now and then, there's every winter they have a U.S. Nationals, which are usually in short course, which is what we train in, the 25-yard pool. This year, since it's an Olympic year, they're going to transition that into an Olympic-sized pool, 50 meters. So that's kind of essentially what I was just at. The meet, the U.S. Nationals, is going to be taking place again in December, which is in Seattle. So I plan to hopefully kind of see that as kind of my next stepping stone into the June, which are the Olympic trials.
Well, best of luck in Seattle. Best of luck
Thank you so
in
much.
June. We're big fans of you here on the Edge, and looking forward to seeing what you do next.
Yeah, thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. That's Frank Dyer, and we'll be right back on the Edge.